The current U.S. flag was designed by a 17-year-old student. Have you ever heard of Robert G. Heft? You know, the dude who designed the American flag back in 1958? No? We're not surprised. Believe it or not, Robert created the most famous flag design in the world as part of a school project when he anticipated Alaska and Hawaii joining the United States. Ironically, he only got a B for the assignment and a reprimand from his teacher for having too many stars. As he would state later, his teacher told him, "You don't even know how many states we have." Not discouraged from his teacher's reaction, Robert sent his design to the White House. His design was chosen out of more than 1,500 designs that were given to President Dwight D. Eisenhower. China used more cement in 3 years than the U.S. did in the entire 20th century. Despite Bill Gates once tweeting about it, no one really took him seriously. According to estimates from the U.S. Geological Survey, however, Mr. Gates was being serious. See, the U.S. used 4.5 gigatons of cement between 1901 and 2000. Compare that with the 6.6 gigatons of cement China used between 2011 and 2013, and you will realize that Bill Gates is definitely not a liar. Abraham Lincoln was a marvelous wrestler. Even though he's widely known as one of the greatest presidents in American history, President Lincoln could have also been a WWE star. Before he became president, Abraham Lincoln was a champion wrestler, taking part in about 300 matches. He had a reputation for being a very tough fighter. Keep also in mind that Abe was 6 feet 4 inches tall and about 225 pounds in his prime days. In other words, a certified badass. Cleopatra wasn't even Egyptian. Arguably, the most famous Egyptian human to ever live wasn't even Egyptian after all. For the record, Cleopatra was of Greek origin. She was the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt. As a member of the Ptolemaic dynasty, she was a descendant of its founder, Ptolemy Isoter, a Greek general and companion of Alexander the Great. Heroin used to be sold over the counter to treat coughs. Our ancestors could be a little weird. And when we say weird, we mean it in a bad, dangerous, and at times lethal way. Imagine using one of the most deadly and addictive substances in history in the same way your grandma uses Werther's candy. And heroin was not just used to treat the coughs of adult peeps. We're talking about children's coughs too. The Romans used human urine as mouthwash. It may sound fake news, but the Romans indeed used to buy bottles of Portuguese urine and used that as a rinse. See, the ammonia in urine was thought to disinfect mouths and whiten teeth. What's even more shocking is that urine remained a popular mouthwash ingredient in many parts of Europe until the 18th century. Adolf Hitler was nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize. In 1939, a member of the Swedish parliament named Erik Gottfried Christian Brandt had the not-so-bright idea to nominate Adolf Hitler for the Nobel Peace Prize. A couple of days later, the nomination was canceled. The whole thing caused a huge controversy in the days that followed. It was eventually decided that no prize would be awarded that year to anyone for peace. Subscribe and follow us for more videos.